Meet our first characters, the industrious ants. Imagine a bustling community, a flurry of activity with one sole purpose: survival. These ants are the embodiment of hard work, always busy, always productive. Each day is spent gathering food, preparing for the cold months of winter. They're not just workers though, they're a team. Each ant plays a vital role, contributing to the collective effort. Like tiny soldiers, they march in unison, disciplined and organized. They are diligent, never shirking their duties, always ready to lend a hand or six. They are the epitome of the saying, "Many hands make light work." Their world is one of order and structure, a testament to what can be achieved with teamwork and commitment. But as you will soon see, not every creature in this forest shares their work ethic. While the ants work tirelessly, not all in the forest share their work ethic. Enter the grasshopper, whose life is quite different from the ants. You see, the grasshopper is a creature of the moment, living each day as if it were a grand festival. His heart sings a melody of joy, paired beautifully with the sweet tune of his violin. He dances, oh how he dances, with an enthusiasm that is infectious and a spirit that is undeniably free. He does not worry about the future or the chill of the winter to come. To him, the concept of tomorrow is but a distant echo, drowned out by the vibrant symphony of today. Each day is a celebration, each moment a precious gift. He savors the warmth of the sun, the cool breeze, the sweet nectar of the flowers, and the melodious song of his violin. He is the embodiment of carefree joy, living his life in the present, reveling in the beauty of now. As summer passes by, our characters' lives continue in their own ways. As days pass, the contrast between the ants and the grasshopper becomes more evident. Each day, the ants rise with the sun, their sole purpose clear as crystal: to gather food. They march in a uniform line, each ant carrying a morsel of food much bigger than itself. Their determination is unwavering, their work ethic unmatchable. They toil under the blazing sun, and even when the rain pours, they seek shelter and continue their work undeterred. They are the epitome of diligence and foresight, always planning, always preparing. On the other hand, the grasshopper, oh the grasshopper, his days are filled with music and merriment. He leaps from one blade of grass to another, his heart light, his worries few. The sun is his spotlight, the meadow his stage. He fiddles his tunes, his music echoing across the fields. He laughs at the ants, their constant hustle a source of amusement for him. Why work so hard, he'd ask, when you can play and enjoy the now? The ants, though, they don't pay him any mind. They shake their heads, their antennae twitching in disapproval. They know the grasshopper doesn't understand. He doesn't see the bigger picture. He doesn't understand that the warm summer days won't last forever. He doesn't get that when the cold winter winds blow, the ground will be hard, the food scarce. While the grasshopper spends his days in leisure, the ants are busy preparing for the hard times ahead. Each grain they store, each morsel they save, brings them a step closer to surviving the winter. Their diligence, their foresight, their preparation, it's all for a reason. They know that the days of plenty are fleeting and that the days of scarcity are just around the corner. But as the last leaves fall, the reality of the changing season starts to set in. The grasshopper, once carefree and full of laughter, begins to realize the consequence of his actions. But is it too late? Only time will tell. Winter arrives, bringing with it harsh cold and scarcity of food. The landscape transforms, once buzzing with life, now blanketed by a thick layer of snow. The trees stand bare, their leaves long gone, and the once green fields are now white and frosty. In the midst of this icy world, the ants are snug and warm in their hill. They've spent the warmer months toiling away, gathering food and preparing for this very season. Their hill is a fortress against the cold, a beacon of warmth and safety. Inside, the ants are bustling about, their spirits high despite the chilly weather outside. Their granaries are full, stocked with food to last them through the long winter months. The ants are content, their hard work has paid off. They're safe, they're warm, and they're well fed. They've successfully braved the harshness of winter, all thanks to their foresight and diligence. Elsewhere, the grasshopper is not so fortunate. He is cold, shivering in the biting wind. He is hungry, his belly aching from the lack of food. He is regretful, wishing he had spent his summer preparing for winter instead of fiddling away his time. The grasshopper had laughed at the ants, called them silly for working so hard. But now, he is the one feeling silly. He is the one who is suffering. He is the one who is cold and hungry and alone. The grasshopper had thought that summer would last forever. He had thought that the food would always be plentiful. He had thought that he could simply enjoy his days without a care in the world. But he was wrong. Winter had arrived, and with it came the harsh reality of life. The grasshopper looks at the anthill, the warm glow emanating from within. He thinks of the food, the warmth, the safety. He thinks of his empty belly, his freezing body, his regret-filled heart. And so, left with no other choice, the grasshopper does the only thing he can. In his desperation, the grasshopper turns to the ants for help. The grasshopper, with a heavy heart, knocks on the ant's door. As the echo of the knock fades away, the door creaks open, revealing the curious faces of the ants. The grasshopper, a figure of desolation, humbly asks for food and shelter. His voice trembles with the chill of winter and the weight of his past mistakes. The ants, though taken aback, listen to his plea. In their eyes, we see a flicker of recognition. They remember the summer days when the grasshopper laughed and danced, making a mockery of their industriousness. They remember his carefree tunes that echoed across the fields while they toiled under the sun, preparing for the harsh winter. They remind him of those sunny days, of his laughter, and his dismissal of their hard work. Their words are not meant to chastise, but to remind. They paint a picture of a past that the grasshopper had chosen, a past that led to this moment of desperation and humility. But ants, known for their diligence, are also creatures of compassion. They see the grasshopper not as a figure of ridicule, but as a fellow creature in need. They remember the melody of his summer song that once filled their fields with joy. They remember the vibrancy he brought to their monotonous days. So, with a spirit of kindness, they offer him food and warmth. They extend their hospitality, not out of pity, but out of empathy. They don't turn a blind eye to his mistakes, but offer him a chance to correct them. But there is a condition to their offer, a promise they ask him to make, a promise to change his ways, to learn from their industriousness, to embrace the wisdom of planning and preparation. The grasshopper, grateful and humbled, promises to learn from the ants. He takes their kindness to heart, acknowledging the wisdom in their ways. This winter, he learns more than the art of survival. He learns the value of hard work, the importance of preparation, and the power of compassion. And with this lesson, he steps into a future that holds promise, growth, and change. As spring arrives, the grasshopper is a changed insect. No longer is he the carefree, music-loving creature who thought only of the present moment. The harsh winter has taught him a valuable lesson, a lesson about the importance of foresight and preparedness. Now, as the days grow longer and the chill in the air begins to fade, the grasshopper can be seen working alongside the ants. He toils under the sun, helping them gather food for the next winter. His legs, once used only for jumping and dancing, now carry heavy loads of food. His wings, once used for carefree flights, now flutter with purpose and determination. But it would be wrong to say that the grasshopper has lost his love for music. Even as he works, the sweet strains of his violin can be heard. Only now, his music is not a distraction from his duties. Rather, it is a reward for a job well done. After a day of hard work, the grasshopper plays his violin, his music echoing the satisfaction of a job well done and the peace of a clear conscience. The grasshopper has learned that there is a time for work and there is a time for play. And he has learned that it is only by working hard and planning ahead that he can truly enjoy his moments of leisure without worry or regret. The ants, too, have learned something from the grasshopper. They have learned to appreciate the beauty of music and the joy it brings. They have learned that even in the midst of hard work, It is important to take a moment to enjoy the simple pleasures of life. This story teaches us the importance of hard work and planning for the future. It shows us that while it's important to enjoy life, we must also prepare for harder times. After all, it is only by preparing for the winter that we can truly enjoy the spring.